in biology and mathematics. He completed not one but two senior theses, inferring niche diversity in Prochlorococcus marinus and applications of persistent homology to genomic data. While he was at UT, he served on the Council for the Dean Scholars and was also a mentor in the Freshman Research Initiative Computational Evolution Stream. Michael has held the Alan Kaler Klein Scholarship and is a member of the Junior Fellows Program. Next year, he will be pursuing a PhD with a National Science Foundation Graduate Fellowship and a James Mills Pierce Fellowship at the Organismic and Evolutionary Biology Program at Harvard. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Michael Miyagi.
Hello everyone. I'd like to begin by encouraging you all to thank the friends and family members that came out early today to support us all. I'm not sure that I would have woken up in time if my apartment's fire alarm didn't go off at 4 a.m., so I'm very, very impressed by all of your dedication and resolve. Although I haven't had the opportunity to meet most of you, I can be sure that we have many shared experiences. From the existential dread when confronted with finals week, to mutual amusement at the all-caps emails we receive from the Career Instructional Office. I read a silly quote this semester about how, since a can of pineapples contains just a fraction of a single fruit, eating the can means you're sharing a pineapple with a stranger. That's sort of how I feel about all the miscellaneous things we must all have in common, no matter how trivial they seem. From being glad to be able to get eggs for any meal at the Jester Dining Hall. Oh. Mutual inability to wear these graduation caps. Mild annoyance when they raised the price of transcripts to $20 this year. And sheer amazement that the canoe explosion statue outside of NHB exists at all. Given these similarities, when I started to write this speech, I was really at a loss about what I could possibly say that would be novel to you all. I thought back through all the courses I have taken and remembered in particular my time in introductory game theory, where we talked about the theory behind how to best make decisions given the structure or rules of some game or competition. And while I certainly don't remember all the lessons I was supposed to glean about how to make good choices, one thing that came from the course that stuck with me was the idea of treating college as a signaling game. In essence, we analyzed the rationale behind getting a college degree, given the very strong assumption that it provides no utility in and of itself, but that the mental and financial cost of obtaining the degree is offset by future gains in hiring prospects, since employers can filter applicants based on whether or not they graduated. This mindset is something we've been steeped in for most of our lives. People tell us to get a degree to get a job, and so much emphasis is put on just getting into college as a high schooler, not what you'll do when you're there, in your classes, in your extracurriculars, with your friends. I have to admit, to me, it feels like this perspective fundamentally misses the point. Granted, I certainly don't remember all the papers I was supposed to read for population genetics, or the algorithm for computing the Jones polynomial I presumably learned in topology, but I know my classes have had a profound impact on me, and I'm sure the same is true for all of you. If not the subject material itself, my courses have certainly taught me how to deal with failure. My sophomore year, when I took real analysis, I enjoyed the material, the lectures, everything about it. However, I was simply incompetent. That first semester, my highest score on the midterms was a C. I seriously considered not just dropping the course, but my math major entirely. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that I would have if it weren't for the support and the anchoring of my friends. They helped me keep it together, and I managed to pull an A on the final. Speaking of, one of the things I love most about UT is how, no matter how niche, you can find people passionate about the same things you are. Egyptian hieroglyphs? Sure. Dungeons and Dragons? We may not want to admit it, but of course. Beekeeping? Apparently we have a beekeeping society. For me, that community has overwhelmingly been the Dean Scholars Program. It's been a pleasure to grow up, both as a scientist and a person, with you all. UT has given all of us the opportunity to meet some truly inspiring, or crazy, depending on how you look at it, people, some of whom I've been extraordinarily lucky to call my friends. Outside of the classroom and in the lab, I've also had more than my fair share of bad ideas. I've had the pleasure of sharing them with my very understanding research mentors, Mark Kirkpatrick, Andrew Bloomberg, and David Hillis, for whom I am extraordinarily thankful. I've gotten so much help and insight from so many faculty members here over the past 4 years. Dan Bolnick, Ruth Buskirk, Randy Linder, Cameron Gordon, amongst many, many others. And I've enjoyed having the opportunity to catch up with many of them this past semester. At the behest of one of them, I would also like to encourage all of you to reach out to the faculty whose classes you've enjoyed or whose advice you've cherished. They'll be excited for you and to hear from you. Even if you aren't going into science or medicine or anything even superficially related to your major, you've learned an extraordinary amount of relevant skills over the course of your time here, from peers and mentors alike. Dealing with deadlines, vague assignment instructions, and partners on group projects are all valuable skills that didn't just magically manifest in our sleep. We may have all learned these lessons in different ways, but we are united in our personal growth and progress. Most fundamentally of all, we are united in our countless hours of work, our many sleepless nights in pursuit of today. We've worked hard to earn a sheet of paper, sure, but not just for the line on our resumes. Reflecting on my experiences, if I could convince all of you of anything, I'd want it to be to use your degree. You didn't lose sleep over playing the workforce game optimally. You didn't put in the time to memorize the cell cycle just so you could pass your exams. We've learned an extraordinary amount about science and scientific thinking in a world which needs it more and more each passing day. We've all worked hard because we were all pursuing something extraordinarily worthwhile, not just a piece of paper. Thank you all very much.